These days, artificial intelligence and robotics are rapidly replacing human jobs. This has become a major challenge for people everywhere. The idea of personal freedom is slowly fading. We're no longer free to make our own choices, and our privacy is under constant threat. Social media might seem like it connects us to others, but deep down, it's making people feel more alone and empty. Technology is taking over our attention, and many are drifting away from religion. Harari says we should always look at things with a critical mind and make decisions based on reason, not just emotions. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll dive into the book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, by Yuval Noah Harari. Now, this book doesn't follow just one topic. Instead, it talks about the many big challenges we face in the 21st century. One of the biggest themes is the rise of AI, automation, and the disruption caused by new technologies. Harari also explores how these developments are creating economic issues and increasing the gap between rich and poor. The book touches on many important areas, like nationalism, globalization, how traditional communities are turning into online ones, religion, secularism, and the problems in our global education systems. But most importantly, it asks deep questions about the meaning of life, our identity, and the role of meditation. In the first chapter, titled Disillusionment, Harari explains how liberalism became the dominant ideology after World War II. Fascism, pushed by leaders like Mussolini and Hitler, was defeated. Then came communism, which lasted around 30 to 35 years during the Cold War. Eventually, democratic liberalism won out. But Harari says even liberalism is now in trouble. The global financial crisis of 2008 showed that big liberal institutions like the IMF, World Bank, WTO, and UN failed to live up to their promises. Events like the Arab Spring, Brexit, and Donald Trump's rise to power are all signs that liberalism is struggling. So, what's next? Harari says we need a new way of thinking, a new ideology to guide our future. He reminds us that ideologies come and go, that's just how history works. In the second chapter, Harari talks about how AI and biotechnology are replacing jobs faster than ever. During the Industrial Revolution, people feared job loss too. Machines took over many manual jobs, but jobs that needed thinking or emotion stayed safe. That's no longer true. AI and robots are now doing even thinking and emotional tasks. Harari stresses the need for flexible education that helps people switch careers and keep up with tech changes. He introduces the idea of techno-humanism. Humans must evolve alongside technology to survive. Harari also introduces the idea of a post-work world, a future where traditional jobs disappear due to automation. In that world, only creative and social activities like art, sports, and community work will matter. We need to start preparing for this shift today. He warns that individual freedom is under threat. We don't really make free choices anymore. On social media, we see only what algorithms want us to see. Harari calls this era dataism. Big tech companies are shaping our thoughts and behaviors to sell products and control opinions. Another issue Harari highlights is the growing income inequality. In the agricultural era, landowners were rich. In the industrial age, factory owners had power. Now, those who control data and information hold the real wealth. Harari calls the US and China the new digital dictators. He also explains how real communities have disappeared. People once had strong face-to-face social bonds. Today, online communities have taken over, but they often lead to loneliness and a loss of shared values. Harari refers to the book, Clash of Civilizations, by Samuel Huntington, which talked about different cultural civilizations like Islamic, Western, African, and Confucian. But now, Harari says, we're part of one global civilization, facing shared problems like climate change, economic crises, and tech disruption. Nationalism is weakening, and global values are rising. The world is now deeply connected, economically, politically, and culturally. Some leaders still push nationalism for their own benefit, but overall, the global trend is moving toward unity. In line with his other book, Homo Deus, Harari argues that religion is losing relevance. Science and technology are now answering many of the questions that religion once addressed. As a result, more people are turning away from religion. He also talks about the refugee crisis. Harari says countries affected by war must be rebuilt, and refugees should be welcomed and supported. For peace to happen, global unity is needed, and local cultures must learn to embrace and respect the cultures of newcomers. On the topic of terrorism, Harari makes a bold claim: it's exaggerated by the media. More people die from car accidents and diseases like diabetes than from terrorism. But the media's focus on terror gives power to extremists and fuels fear. Later in the book, Harari discusses God and secularism. He says people still turn to God not because science can't explain things, but because science only answers the question, how, not why. Questions like, why do we exist? Still drive people to spirituality. Although Harari identifies as a secular atheist, he says secularism is not anti-religion. In his view, secularism means peaceful coexistence, where people of all faiths and beliefs live together respectfully, ethically, and without conflict. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We will meet again next time with another great book summary.